our next rule of three topic, and that topic is AI. Is it the end of the human species? I touched on this in other topics previously, but I'm going to talk about it now in more depth. Will AI end the human species? And then the next kind of extended question is, if so, is that a bad thing? Okay. It sounds like it right out of the gate. It sounds like it's a really bad thing. It sounds like everyone would say, yeah, that'd be terrible if it happened. But, bear with me a little bit. Let's see if maybe we can explore that a little bit further. But it is what we're really talking about. What we're really worried about is AI taking over and eliminating us and getting rid of the human element, if you will, the human species. And if that happens, then, okay, well, then Homo sapiens is gone. But as I've mentioned in a previous episode, okay, you've got two different types of AI. You've got the one where we're incorporated into AI, which is what I refer to as integrated AI, and you also have autonomous AI, which is where we're not incorporated. I think we got to keep that in mind as we go forward and explore this subject. All right. Either way, however, you got to look at it and say AI is in one way or another an extension of ourselves, and we created it. It's not like it came out of nowhere. We created AI in technology laboratories all around the world. Not all of us, obviously, but just a few extraordinarily smart people and very capable technology people have not only created it but developed it and furthered it, and now here we are. But we create intelligence all the time. It's not like this AI and artificial intelligence is the only thing we've ever created that's intelligent. We create intelligence all the time through creation of babies. We create a human life, which is intelligent, and then more intelligent than we are as generations go, all the time. So you have to ask yourself, what's the difference? Obviously there's a fundamental difference in the way that the creation has taken place. One's in a laboratory. We know the other way the babies are created, but we know that there is obviously there's a difference. One is something that we're using the parts of our bodies to create another part of our body effectively, whereas the others we're taking materials from the earth, etc., and we're making something. But we are still the ones in control of that. We're the ones who are making the intelligence out of nothing at all, effectively. So that, I think, is something that we really have to to keep in mind. And I'm going to emphasize again. I just mentioned it. There are two types. One is autonomous AI. The other is integrated AI. And with each of them, there is going to be a point, or at least there's arguably going to be a point at which there's what Ray Kurzweil has made very popular. He's a very, very well-known scientist in the AI world. He's the person pretty much at the forefront of it, and others, but him included. He popularized the word singularity, and that's I'm going to read to you what a definition of it is, so you get a good idea. And this comes from SingularityWeblog.com. It's a future period during which the pace of technological change will be so rapid, its impact so deep, that human life will be irreversibly transformed, although neither utopian nor dystopian. This epoch will transform the concepts that we rely on to give meaning to our lives, from our business models to the cycle of human life, including death itself. So that point, effectively what it comes down to is that's when we as human beings either merge with or become indistinguishable from or really become in lockstep with technology as it goes forward. But, we do have to ask the natural question. Is Ray Kurzweil right? Hey, Ray, are you right about this? Will there be a singularity? We've looked at, there's been a lot of things that we've had in the past. Take a look at, a lot of things in the past that have been like species-ending theories or species-ending concepts. Okay, we take a look. It might not have been a species ender, but Y2K. Remember that? Everyone thought that at the turn of the millennium, that we thought, okay, that's going to be it. Technology's over because the calendar or the way that the days were being marked, it was going to be just absolutely, completely disrupted. It was a horror show. But meanwhile, nothing really happened. It was a non-event. And so that, it's very telling. I mean, people have talked about overpopulation forever. I mean, people have gotten on the mountaintops and started shouting about it and saying, this is going to be a massive problem. We have overpopulation and we're going to, everyone's going to die. But I don't know about you, but have you ever flown over the United States? All right? If you do, you fly over Montana, okay, and look down. You're going to see massive tracts of of land that are not populated. I think they said the great day that you could fit the entire population of the entire world into Oregon. If everyone's standing. Now, obviously, no one will be standing for a long time. But, I mean, maybe it's Oregon and Washington. Some very small amount of land is all that's necessary in order to get everybody to fit. And so, it seems to me that there's at least a question whether or not there's going to be this great singularity that takes over. But and it might. But we've also talked about climate change. It might happen that there's, and again, I'm not here to dispute it right now, or maybe ever. It might be that the science on that is dead on, and it could be a significant, horrible challenge for us. It probably is. However, so far it hasn't happened yet, and we've had ice ages before. We've had major calamities in terms of climate without the involvement of human beings, and human beings have survived. So will AI be the end of the species? I don't know, and maybe it will. I'd love your thoughts on that, of course. Again, visit us whenever you can at exusthepodquest.com and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say, your input on it, questions about it, who you'd like us to interview, because we're definitely going to be interviewing a lot of people on this. One of them, hopefully, at some point would be, maybe not right away, but you never know. I'd love to interview Ray Kurzweil. He'd be the perfect guest. Or also Nick Bostrom. He's a titanic figure in the AI world in terms of philosophy and just a thought leader in this area. He does believe that there is a good chance that AI will wipe us out, that it would find us to be superfluous. Probably butchered that term, but whatever. Anyway, he figures we're going to be superseded, and we're going to be irrelevant. So why not get rid of us? And that kind of thing. So I'd love to have question and answers with him and others who might either think alike, with him, or maybe have the counter view. And again, your thoughts would be fantastic about it. I mean, my own initial reaction is, and just its initial. So I really like to look at this more, but if there's a species, a new species, let's say it's this, what I've been referring to as autonomous AI, as opposed to integrated AI. But if it's autonomous and it just has superseded us, it's taking over. It's going to be this brand new thing, and human beings are going to be completely out of the picture. Okay, why would it find a need to destroy us? Why would it get rid of us? Why would it end our species? Without concern for our further development. We might be surpassed. We might not have the same place that we did before. But why get rid of us? We, as human beings, have gotten rid of a lot of species. Of course, it's unfortunate, but we have, through farming and through hunting and through whatever we've done. But it's not like we're intentionally going out to destroy a species. I don't think that's really, I can't think of a time that we ever have done that. Okay, well, there's the rhinoceros population. All right, we want to wipe that out. We might have done it, or we might be on our way to doing it, but certainly that's not a directed intent of ours. So why would something that's greater, if you will, and I put that in quote marks, why would something that's more advanced than us, why would it want to do that to us? It's a question that I've been grappling with for a long time, and I'd love to know about that from experts, but also from people out there like yourselves who are curious about the subject. Let's also touch on what happens if we do get superseded. All right, either autonomous AI or, as I've been referring to it, and I'm hopeful that it's much more likely, which is merged or integrated AI. Let's say that happens, okay? And now the human species, Homo sapiens, is on its way out the door. We're either superseded or we're eliminated because of the development of these other forms of life, if you will. Okay, so really, what would be so bad about that? And I know it sounds like a very coarse question, but if you think about it, human beings evolved out of something, right? We came out of we developed almost directly out of a line of ancient human species, but then Homo erectus came, and then we came out of that. We were the ones we developed as Homo sapiens directly out of that line, and nobody is out here saying, "Oh my goodness, the Homo erectus is no longer with us," and no one's crying about that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, I mean, of course, archaeologists are very interested in it, but nobody in the world cares about that. And so from an overall point of view, can we say that, well, the evolution of human beings from ancient and rudimentary forms of human life through Homo erectus and then to us, is there something wrong with that? Of course not. We would say that that was a natural line that worked out fantastic. That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's what nature is doing, and that's how it's moving. We, being part of nature, are now directing it to a certain way and to a certain degree. And so if we get superseded, if we are now out of the picture, the next form, let's call it Homo cyborg. I've been using that term, Homo cyborg, or whatever it might be. They would then be looking back 100 to 1,000 or whatever years, 10,000 years from now, and no one would be crying over the loss of Homo sapiens. We just got to keep that in mind. I think at least it's a question that we really should think about as we explore this subject, which is fascinating, and I just absolutely love the topic of AI, which again I'm now kind of referring to as HBI, which is human built intelligence, because I don't like the name artificial. Anyway, again, these are subjects that I can't wait to talk to experts about. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know your thoughts. If you have any questions, or if you have any type of input on this subject matter, any comments you'd like to include, or have questions, if there's something that you'd like us to cover that we haven't covered, some topics, or maybe even areas within topics that we haven't covered, go to our website. It's exusthepodquest.com. Again, it's exusthepodquest.com. And you go there, and as I like to say, we will be going ever forward.